Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. And I also want to introduce to you Dr. Randy Avent. He's the president of Polytechnic University, and we're so proud of not only Dr. Avent, but the Polytechnic. And before I begin this press conference, we really have a special guest here that I want to open up with.
I recently found out that the Polk County Sheriff's Office had created an artificial intelligence unit. I wasn't surprised, though, knowing that Sheriff Grady Judd is always implementing the best technology to keep his county safe. In fact, I am thinking of moving to Polk County because of the great men and women he has working on his team.
You know, I really appreciate the shout out by Elon Musk. I'm excited about the fact he's considering moving to Polk County. Only not one word of that is real. Not one frame of that video is real. It's fake. It's all created with AI. And we must be able to tell the difference. This is fake in a real world. And we're frightened to death of the negatives of AI. Now imagine criminals with this AI technology, which is improving by the hour, not the day, not the week, not the month, but by the hour. Imagine criminals who want to steal your name, your image, and your likeness for any number of sinister reasons. Imagine not having the subject matter experts with the tools, education, and training to keep you safe, to protect your private life, and to keep you from losing everything you've amassed in life. And imagine these evil criminal actors ruining your character, your reputation, and your career for the rest of your life. Now please imagine your sheriff's office, who has partnered with a nationally recognized university like the Florida Polytechnic University to protect the community from the evils of AI while using AI for good. That's what we're unveiling today. Dr. Randy Avent, our president of Florida Polytechnic University, and I are partnering to create the very first law enforcement team in the nation that we can find so that we can sail into uncharted artificial intelligence space and discover resources to protect and to keep you safe, and to deliver superb customer service with a sense of urgency. We will not let AI operate independently of human beings. We will not let AI invade your privacy. We will not let bad actors use AI to exploit you, your business, or the wonderful reputation and careers that you've developed. This new function of the Sheriff's Office is called the Sheriff's Artificial Intelligence Laboratory, or SAIL. It is not only an investigative unit, it is a holistic unit dedicated to visioning, discovery, and creativity. Its purpose is to use what we learn to keep the community safe. AI is the next uncharted universe which we must sail into and chart safe navigation for all of our community. And we will protect you from the evils of AI. But let's look at our two. First, policy legislation development. Our mission is not to keep up with the future. Our mission is to shape it. We're going to craft solutions with next generation intellects from Florida Polytechnic University. We're going to compose and propose legislation and policy to protect the community from new crimes that AI certainly will create if left unchallenged. We're going to partner with community subject matter experts. And second is going to be our planning, research, and education function. The bad guys are going to use AI, and they're going to use it to steal and to commit crimes. We need to be prepared to not only respond, but more importantly, to prevent this victimization from ever occurring in the first place. We will develop and discover new tools, research next generation solutions, teach members to function with next level tools and data, educate and involve the community as crime mitigation partners to stop crime before it happens. We'll bring AI learning and tools into the curriculum of our National Public Safety Innovation Academy, our nationally recognized executive STEM law enforcement academy. And as this makes it around the country and the world, if you don't have staff in our NIA, you're behind. And number 3, we'll protect private data. We want to create the highest level of effectiveness and integrity while protecting personal privacy rights. We will prevent bad AI actors from invading your personal privacy space. We will develop solutions so AI cannot function without human intervention, thereby precluding AI data cancer. And number 4, criminal actor accountability. We are redefining the landscape of investigative work. We want to first eliminate threats before they materialize. And second, accurately provide comprehensive support for our detectives to rapidly track down very dangerous criminals. We want to design and discover tools to rapidly identify AI criminals who commit crimes such as extortion, scams, ID thefts, hate crimes, data and computer system hacking, and data kidnapping. And number 5, technology. This is really a force multiplier for us. We want to identify technology partners that have created AI tools in the AI business space. We want to improve current generation business models and partner with all of our business community. We want to create future systems so that we can authenticate data or prove that data is not correct, is not accurate, and stop the flow of bad negative information that can ruin your career or your business. And number 6, and probably without a doubt, the most important piece of the cube is Florida Polytechnic University Link. We're going to partner with the best and brightest next generation talent of forward thinkers. We're going to discover systems and processes to keep society safe and investigate next world criminal conduct. Many criminal acts that have not yet even been developed by the criminals themselves. Our job is to craft innovative solutions for problems that are on the horizons, for new crimes that are on the horizons, for new techniques to carry out old crimes which are on the horizon. Please allow me to introduce Dr. Randy Avent, my friend, and simply the very best. We appreciate you, Dr. Avent. Thank you very much.
Thank you as well, Sheriff Judd, for having me here today. First, I want to thank you and your office for taking on this really important, critical initiative to fight cybercrime related to the ever-evolving world of artificial intelligence. There's no doubt the benefits of AI are widespread and growing stronger by the day, but so are its significant risks and dangers. While AI holds tremendous potential to revolutionize many sectors like healthcare and education, it also presents substantial challenges that can be threatening to our society. It's crucial that we develop and implement robust methods to combat these threats, because the AI crime of tomorrow will be even bigger than the cybercrime of today. Florida Polytechnic University is honored to serve with the Polk County Sheriff's Office on this new investigative unit to fight AI-related cybercrime together, now and into the future. Our university will provide essential technical and research support with our faculty and students, developing and leveraging innovative technological tools to identify and combat AI cybercrime. They'll also assist with the ongoing operational success of this new AI investigative unit. This work in partnership is a natural fit for our Florida Poly mission, which is to serve students in the industry through excellence in education, discovery, and application of engineering and applied sciences. We strive to find real-life applications to bring value to our students' education and value to our community. There's one more way that leaders in building Florida's high-tech economy. We're very excited about the partnership and what it will accomplish. Together, we can mitigate the risk of AI-related cybercrime and harness the power of AI for positive and secure advancements. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Dr. Avent or for me?
Sheriff, when it comes to preventing crimes or even maybe sniffing them out, helping with investigations, we've started to hear about incidents with child pornography, sexually explicit images, stuff like that, that were AI generated. Could this unit help in terms of those investigations?
Not only could, that's going to be one of the core missions of this unit, because we've already discovered AI-generated child porn where they've taken children's faces from books, from people's social media, and superimposed that face on an image to make it look as if it was that child that was the victim. And quite frankly, that's frightening to us. So that will be one of the top priorities of this unit. As you saw with our rendition of Elon Musk here, not one word or one frame of that video was accurate. It's all fake. It's still in its infancies. This AI is going to develop in short order where you cannot tell that it's not real. It's going to be on the horizon where you can't trust at all. You say, well, I saw it. It was a video. He confessed. He did it. No, he didn't. Somebody manufactured that. We've got to have a unit that can look at that and say, Elon Musk had absolutely nothing to do with that. Elon Musk is not the guy that they said he was doing some illegal act. Elon Musk is the man that he really is, but that's not the man he really is. We can see an environment where they're going to try to make good, upstanding citizens look like maybe they're involved in the child pornography world. We've got to be able to stand up quickly and say, that's got to go away. And there's got to be special crimes that or special legislation to deal with those detailed crimes and any subsidiaries that help push that along. AI is going to bring a lot of good, but AI has the potential in the criminals' hands to provide a lot of bad that can be in the social media universe forever. There is a lot of work ahead of all of us, but let's face it. My detectives are the very best, but they're detectives. We have to have the brilliance and the intelligence and the technical expertise of Dr. Avent's team in order to see and recognize and blend this into an effective resource so that we can protect the people.
There's a lot of concerns from some people regarding AI and policing and the ways to go about it. So how will you ensure that AI algorithms are trained on, diverse and unbiased data sets to prevent the perpetuation of existing social inequities and, prevention or, predictive policing?
Absolutely. In fact, we suggest to you that when there has been this bias into some of this data policing, if you call it, it's because there was not the appropriate human oversight of it. So data was pushed out in an environment without what we call a human check and balance. Nothing could be more important than to make sure of the accuracy and the fairness and the fact that it is not capable of a bias. So the reality of it is that's why you have to have the human element. That's why I spoke of nothing should be able to be pushed out without a human check and balance. And our workforce here, while developing this, will have a totally separate check and balance system out of our administrative investigations and our professional compliance group that doesn't work in the chain of command of the operations and reports separately to the chief of staff and to me to make sure that we do this the right way. But that's why it's so very important that we have this unit to harness those bad actors that would do that sort of thing and to stop it before it begins, because AI has the ability, for example, we have stacks of police reports from the old days. When we put this into a database and we can create a program, AI can go through and say, hey, you didn't realize that this suspect looks like this suspect in a different side of the county 3 months later or 6 months later. So if we do this the right way, which is the only way we're going to do it, we will be able to find information in data that we already have that will solve crimes and protect people. And the big deal is to get in front of it so that it never occurs. But you're exactly right. That's why we got to have human oversight, checks and balances, and ethical looks at everything we do.
How much does this cost? Is it any cost to taxpayers at all?
Oh, I was going to just
No,
follow up a
come
little
in.
bit. The power of AI is that it can sort through lots and lots of data and make connections that a human couldn't. But it can only do that on data that it's trained on. So if it's not told about the inequities and everything else, then it can't use it to make those decisions. And so I think the important point is on the front end, as we train these algorithms to go off and do all this, is that you put the important relevant data in there and leave out the other non-important data.
Is that money?
Excuse me?
I was asking about tax.
Yep. Really, what's remarkable about this is it's not going to be very expensive. Why? We already have the computers. A lot of the AI that will be developed in partnership with the students. And there will be other AI programs that are developed in other disciplines that will bring together in order to create the best investigative unit or the best proactive ability to stop. So can you put a dollar value on it? I can't, because it's not a fixed subject. Is it going to be expensive? Not in the world that we're in today. And even if it were, what's your life worth? What's finding Ethan Fussell worth? And if our AI algorithms can put data and information together, we have over 1,000 hours in looking for this missing person. And we're coordinating, putting data in our computers and our systems now. But when you have a dozen or 2 dozen law enforcement officers working over 1,000 hours, we may be missing a lot of stuff in the haste. But when Dr. Avent's team creates this system, it'll go, hey guys, you're running all over the place, and here's the 2 pieces you need to be looking for over here. And it can focus us down. So even though there will be initial cost, I suggest to you at the end, it will save labor cost.
And can you speak to some of the training the investigators will have to go through? Is this a continual type of deal? Are students training the investigators? Kind of talk to the specifics of that.
I see this as some of the biggest advancements in healthcare came out of what's called a translational research model, where you paired physicians that were seeing cases and seeing things happen in the cases with researchers that could then explain why those particular things were happening and try to develop problems and solutions to it. And so I think that's what we're trying to put here is we're going to have sheriffs and deputies out in the real world seeing fraud cases and all of that, and then you pair them with a researcher to try to figure out, well, how do I counter those particular cases? And then all throughout all of this is having the students involved in it so that the students can, this is a brave new field. I was telling someone earlier when computers first came out, I had a office mate at MIT that was telling me that his son and his friend were beginning to hack in computers. And I said, well, what's that? And he says, well, they're trying to break in computers and get into it and steal stuff. And I'd never heard of it, but look at it what it is today, and AI is going to be that same thing. So part of what we're trying to do as part of this is also train the students and give the students real world problems, because this technology is going to be around for a while, and the students are going to have to learn about it, just like we all had to learn about how to use computers.
So has the sheriff's office already begun receiving calls of maybe AI threats?
We have always received calls of AI, not AI threats, but computer online threats. AI is going to be a tool to identify them. Isn't it going to be great if you're actively being defrauded or attempted to be defrauded online? If there's a way that you can pick up your cell phone, call in, and we give you a code that locks into that other person who happens to be in Great Britain or Europe or Asia, where now we can't find or trace them at all. So we don't know, as we sell into this new horizon and this new AI space, what all we're going to find. But what we're going to do is make sure that it's done legally and ethically and done in a manner to protect the victim and to stop victimization. We fear this. I suggest, if you have it, it may be 6 months or a year old now. Search up on YouTube, technology, 60 Minutes, when they talk to the father of AI who developed this, and watch that piece. It will scare you to death. And that was the genesis of me getting with Dr. Avon and saying, we need help, because I watched that 60 Minutes piece whenever it first came out, and I thought, oh my goodness, if we don't harness this. And in that piece, he talked about how computers are layered, and the computers already can answer their own questions and seek out their own data sets. We can't allow that to be done like that, or the victimization of our society as a whole and our people as an individual will be a frightening, frightening thing.
There's a question about resources, and you asked about cost, but what is the staffing and what is the manpower being dedicated to this?
Well, I am excited to tell you that all of the students Dr. Avent sends us, we have seats and desks for. We anticipate that we'll have 8, 10, 12 Polytechnic students working with us. I have officially kicked off the unit April 1st. I thought that was an appropriate date, with a sergeant from the sheriff's office. And this sergeant, in his other life, wrote computer code. And when his children grew up and were out of the house and he could afford the pay cut, he had always wanted to be in law enforcement. So he was already in our computer crimes, working our child victim stuff, because he's absolutely brilliant on another level that we mortals don't understand. So he has been moved to that unit. We are in the process of and seeking out a technician that we're going to hire that is going to really be our conduit with the sergeant and with the Polytechnic. This technician has to be able to understand how we need to link all of these new pieces of AI technology in order to keep people safe and to investigate crime and to make sure ethically we look out for the issues that you just spoke of that you're concerned with.
Can I just follow up on that? So Florida Poly is a unique curriculum in that we teach theory, because theory is very important. But the students have to learn actually how to take that theory and apply it to real world problems. And from the very first semester, where we get all the freshmen together and arbitrarily assign teams and throw a bag of parts and say, go build something, the students have to continuously build things. That culminates in the senior year where students are assigned a year-long problem that they have to work on. And so what I imagine is that we will put 2 to 3 multidisciplinary teams, students from all different fields together on these problems, and they'll come and work on that for a year, and that'll be a part of their assignment. And so that was what the sheriff was talking about, having poly students. And then, of course, we have faculty that oversee that. And so that will begin fairly immediately with the new fall semester. We'll have some of those teams set up.
Can I think a little ahead here? You know, we want convictions. And so we'll use this as evidence in our cases. Obviously, the sheriff's office is moving forward with AI, but will a judge and prosecutors and, you know, the defense will try and use that to whatever they can to say, hey, this is not right. I mean, how do you plan on combating with that?
That's exactly why SEL is here, because we anticipate there will be AI bad actors try to create their own artificial intelligence, say, see, I wasn't there when that crime occurred. I couldn't have committed it because here's a video clip of me at a concert in Atlanta, Georgia at that moment in time. Well, when our team looks at that evidence, they go, time out? That's not real. That's made up. But a jury, if it got to the jury, couldn't tell. That would be a great alibi if it were true, only it's not. So imagine that Elon Musk here today is to be played in front of a jury as to how wonderful things are at the sheriff's office. And Elon Musk says, sheriff's office? What sheriff's office? I've never heard of the Polk County Sheriff's Office. So that's, I think the question you ask is exactly why we have to have this, to stop the bad actors. Otherwise, can this float into court? It could.
And theoretically, you guys would hopefully be able to sniff that out, detect a fake video that a defense is trying to use as evidence or alibi for a...
Yeah, not hopefully, we absolutely will. That's why we're creating it. And we're visioning with Dr. Avent and his team, we know this is going to be an issue in the future. We're absolutely sure of it because we see all kinds of opportunities for evil people to use this AI. And there's going to be so much good comes from AI. Make no mistake about it. There's a lot of good from our computer systems now. But wherever people are in space, there you're going to find criminals in space trying to take advantage of them. And think of the political world. Now you have high-profile political races for governor or U.S. senator or president, and out rolls all of this stuff, saying that this candidate said this, or this candidate said that, or this candidate, and you go, now you look at it and you go, well, you know, he must have, there it is. In the AI world, you can have the candidate saying, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never been there. I never said that. I never would say that. So we have got to be able to make sure what is portrayed in our investigative legal world is accurate, and what isn't, we need to be able to call out. And we can't do it without the brilliance of these teams that are going to help us.
Let me just follow up with one comment. The sheriff said this is a very fast-moving technology, and it really is. And we're sitting here and we're coming up with examples of how it could be used. I'll guarantee you a year from now we'll come back and there will be 20%, 30% more that we'd never in a million years thought of ways that it's being used. And that's why it's so important to have this research center and this investigative unit, is to bring that together and try to stay up on top of it.
Okay? Thank you very much. We're going to reset here. In a few minutes, I'll have another press release on a horrible traffic crash last night that snuffed the life of a 5-year-old baby out. So if y'all give us a few minutes to reset, and y'all reset as well. Thank you, Dr. Avent. We appreciate it so very much.
Thank you so much,
Yes,
Sheriff.
sir.
I appreciate it.